Hi, baby bear. Why are you so sad and sighing all the time? Any troubles?
Hi, Dr. Bear. Yes, I have some troubles lately. All my friends and I are living in a forest. The forest used to be so dense, but now became a desert. Trees are getting fewer and fewer, and all the animals moved away.
Well, as far as I know, trees are disappearing because of weather disasters. Baby bear, everyone has the responsibility to protect the environment. We have to do our part of job for the forest. Today, let's invite everybody and make a flowering tree out of the paper and the growth fluid. We have at hand to bring some vigor to the forest.
Sounds great. Dr. Bear, my friends and I went to plant trees together at last Labor's Day to make a contribution to the forest.
That's great of you. We should take good care of our Mother Earth, not only to plant trees, but also to protect plants and avoid stepping on the grass, because grass is also alive. Let's start the blossoming paper tree experiment today to remind ourselves to take good care of flowers and trees.
Baby Bear's experiment class.
Before the experiment begins, the kids, just like Dr. Bear, should all put on goggles and gloves. Pay attention to the safety of the experiment. The materials include growth fluid, 2x cardboard to make the paper tree and base plate. First, separate the 2 cardboard and cross. Insert the 2 pieces of cardboard into the base plate. Second, pour the growth fluid down from the top of the tree to make the tree wet. Then, put the tree in a dry and ventilated place for 2 to 3 hours and observe what happens to the tree. See, boys and girls, the paper tree now has snowflake-shaped flowers and even in different colors. The little tree with flowers is so beautiful.
Baby Bear's note.
The growth fluid in base plate can be constantly sucked into the paper tree above, because the water in the branches of the paper tree can evaporate quickly. The remaining water isn't sufficient enough to contain the ingredients of the growth fluid. Those ingredients then will become crystal and hang on the paper tree, which leads to a crystalline phenomenon. While the color of the flowers depends on the color of the dye on the cardboard.
The beautiful crystals on paper tree are closely related to crystallization and capillarity. Without water evaporation, crystals are not easy to form. Let's take a closer look now. Crystallization.
Boys and girls, do you know what crystallization is? Crystallization is the process how liquid or gas form into crystal. Generally, there are 3 steps. Step 1 is to make the supersaturated solution, which is the critical state that the solution will precipitate crystal with a little bit more solute. Step 2 is the forming of nucleus. The nucleus will keep forming up to become the core of the crystal. Step 3 is the growth of crystal, and then it goes from nucleus to crystal. If you want the crystals on your paper tree to grow bigger and more uniform, you can place it at a higher temperature environment. Boys and girls, paper trees are so beautiful. Even if you want them to bloom right away, wait patiently and don't move them.
Capillarity.
Why paper trees can flower is because of a magical chemical phenomenon, which is called capillarity. Do you know what capillarity is? Capillarity is due to the effect of surface tension. The molecules can get over with gravity and climb up. Materials of our paper tree have a lot of internal pore. Liquid can climb upward through the pore and spread quickly. It's similar to the napkins in our lives. As long as a horn is wet, then the whole napkin will become wet. Boys and girls, can you give me other phenomena in our life that are related to capillarity?
Conditions of water evaporation.
In this experiment, it was because of the evaporation of water in the growth of fluid, which leads to the forming of beautiful flowers of the paper tree. And in our life, no matter the temperature is high or low, no matter if there is sunlight or not, or ventilate or not, water can evaporate anyway. It just evaporates at a different rate. But under these certain conditions, water evaporates faster. Pay attention, kids. Water turns into water vapor when it evaporates, which is invisible to see. When we boil water, we can see the white gas. This is not water vapor. That's water vapor turns into water droplets when it cools down, which allows us to see. If you cool the solution, will it crystallize? Yes, it will. Kids, life is full of knowledge. As long as we pay attention to the life around us, we will learn a lot from it.
Bear's adventure.
Boys and girls, our class is coming to an end. In our experiment today, do you still remember why paper trees can flower? Let's go and look for the crystallization and capillarity of life. At the end, that's all for today's bear class. I will see you next time.